we go. This should work now. There we go. Okay, we are live. Hello and welcome to Season 8 Round 1 here in Singapore for F3 here. I am joined by our former F2 champion and current F1 driver Dougie with us today. He's going to be co-commentating with us for Round 1 of the championship. Hello Dougie.
Hello. Yeah, first time commentating. It's going to be interesting. Looking at the field, like it looks kind of competitive. Seeing some former F1 drivers now in F3 should be all right. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
That goes in the guidance.
Former F1 drivers include obviously Taffy, Fear as well amongst those. Keegan and Jakey Boy, also former F1. Also Raikkonen, not so well known for his F1 status, but he was in F1 for a while. And of course, how can we forget Hot Zonda? Our only driver, I believe, currently in F3 to have won a race in F1. So unfortunately for him, he's been going downwards for quite a while now. As we just wait for the guys to come around and complete some laps. See Jakey Boy currently on pole with a 1:38.1. He's got a big gap of 7/10 to Francis Jesco, who's currently second. So 1:38.8, and then third Timsha with a 1:39.8. That's quite a distance between first and third there, about 1.6 seconds, I believe. Yeah. So it's
yeah, that's
definitely room for improvement, would you say?
yeah, definitely. I think they probably made an error somewhere like that. They'll probably improve. Like this track is quite tricky and very technical, so obviously, especially like the third sector, it's very like turning left, right, so they can definitely improve that. But yeah, it's just letting the lap together.
Yes, we've had 12 cars set lap. We've only got 16 drivers today. 4 drivers unable to attend today's race for whatever reasons they have. But safety car is off for this season, unfortunately, which means we won't see the safety car out yet again for season 8. So a real shame. Just before we're tapping at the moment, seems to be struggling a little bit with the ballast, it looks like. A little bit of lag there as well.
Yeah, looks like he's been struggling a little bit. I think he's coming into it now. So yeah, I think he'll probably just bottle himself.
Oh, Jakey Boy getting right in the way of Ollie on his on the start of his flying lap, and he will not be happy with that at all. Yep, he's slowed down. He is not happy at all. He is not a happy lad, that's for sure. Just hopefully nothing silly goes on between these two. But Jakey Boy was completely unaware, though, as you could see. And unfortunately for him, he might get penalised for that.
I didn't see it from my point of view, but if it was that bad, then it may need to be that.
Well, yeah, as I said, it was at the beginning of the lap first quarter. It was just on the pit exit, actually. So whether he actually decides to send that in or not, we'll find out at the end of the evening. There's a bit of connection.
Well, Fear's crashed out. Fear just literally bottled it at the exit of the second sector.
Oh wow, yeah, that is interesting place to crash actually, because they've extended the runoff area there. And Francis Jesco as well, tiring with just over a minute to go now. We've got yellows in every single sector at the moment, so it's not something I've seen before, that's for sure.
It's the yellow sector 1, as Jessica.
Was that just pure retirement of not being able to find any more time, do you reckon?
I think so. 38.8 was that time.
Yep, 38.8. So definitely some room for some potential front row runners here. Jakey looks very confident through the middle sector. Just watching him now in the Toro Rosso, looks very, very comfortable through the section of turn 11, 12, and 13. Right on board now. Slightly wide of apex down to 14. A little bit of oversteer coming out of the chicane there. Raikkonen goes fourth, he's retired. The checker flag is now out. I don't know if Jakey's on to beat is that, but oh, and the back end is twitching yet again. Coming out the last couple of corners, and he's lifting a lot through turns 21 and 22. It doesn't improve, but the car looked very twitchy through there. Keegan coming round now. He's in the final sector, coming under the bridge now. Zonda has finalised his lap on 140.4. We've got the confidence here, Keegan has. And I think he may have just improved. It's a 139.6. I think he jumped to Cook in all of that. But not so happy Cow on his F3 debut is currently third. Not too bad for him.
It's not too bad, yeah. Decent for his debut. He's looking like improved, I assume. But it's not too bad. Man's retired.
Waiting for a couple more runners. Not so happy Cow's actually on out. Ollie on! Not so happy Cow's gone deep into the bridge section. He's coming through the last couple of chicanes now. We've got Francis Jessica pushed down to third as Ollie goes through with a 138.6. And as you can see there, Not So Happy Cow has backed off. So I believe we're just waiting for him to retire from the session along with Showjords, and then we will finalise our grid for you. Hopefully these guys will retire fairly quickly because we are waiting on them.
Yeah. Yep. Should be an interesting race. It's only like half a second. Got the top two. Good moment. Qualifying. Yeah,
interesting that Jakey has actually got a gap of that. We didn't really see that last season as such because we had Kuna Matata and Jamesy, so they were a lot closer. But at the moment it does look like it's going to be Jakey. We're just waiting for Showjords now. He's showing he's in the pit lane. I can only see
for him. Yeah, it looks like Jakey might, if he can get his act together in the races, he might run away with it. Depends on what happens. But
so it is going to be a dry race throughout. There won't be any weather changes. We can tell you that. Other than that, Fear will start at the back of the grid behind Taffy. We're just making sure there's no... There we go, finally. So, as you can see, Jakey will take pole position by just over half a second from Ollie Flavel in the Williams. The second Williams, Francis Jessica in P3, just slightly behind a 138.8. Not So Happy Cow on his debut, coming in fourth with a 139.1. Behind him is KLC in fifth, Timsha in sixth. Not used to seeing him that low down. Raikkonen, another debutant, down in seventh. He's got a 5-place grid penalty though. Whether that will be applied or not, we'll find out. Keegan in P8, Cook and Miles rounding out the top 10, both with 140.2s. Just outside that is Bendel with a 142.7. He was just behind Miles. Just behind him we've got Zonda, Showjords, Tezza, Taffy and Fear round out the final grid standings. So we will wait to see if that grid place penalty will be applied.
Oh wow. Okay, my game has crashed.
To Raikkonen. So hopefully we'll have our 2-minute grace period. Did you drop out the session there?
The game glitched out.
Can you get back in okay?
I'm going to try again.
So hopefully they will apply to the 2-minute grace period. Looks good at the moment. So, one stop preferable around here, especially as they're on used tyres. That is won't be such a factor in the F1 race, but is one stop would you say your preferred strategy around here? Would you go for a one stop?
Definitely. Like, Ultra Sauce can last about 10 laps, give or take, and then you can literally go in the end on either tyre. But ultimately, people want to go on a faster Super Sauce, so I'll
Yeah,
definitely
of
take
course,
those.
because
But
the tyres available to the drivers today are the Ultra Supers and the Yellow Wall soft tyres, which will pretty much go the entire race distance, although they will be quite a lot slower. So anyone that does lose their wing early on does have that option. Of course, drivers can opt for the two-stop, which would probably be Ultra Supers Ultras, you would think. But a 31 lap race, it's not going to be easy. It's one of the slightly longer circuits as well, so it is a overall more time-consuming race. We're just waiting for the drivers to ready up now, as they may.
it'll be interesting to see what strategies everyone will do if people would want to like tempt it to go for a two-stop.
Yeah, of course,
I think
we've
it's
got
possible.
some outside of the top 10 runners as well that will be able to start on different tyres if they wish to do so. So
Exactly.
other strategies may come into play there. We've got who have we got outside the top 10? I believe it was Taffy. Sorry, Bendel was the first one, just outside. Oh, he's actually moved up into 10th. So Raikkonen did get his 5 place grid penalty, which moves up Miles into 9th, Bendel into 10th, Zonda now 11th, and we have Raikkonen 12th now, Shojor's 13th, Teza 14th, 15th is Taffy, and 16th Fear. Now those are the only two. Oh, Raikkonen's just switched to the softs. So we've got, sorry, not Raikkonen, Hot Zonda. So Zonda's on the softs along with Taffy, and Fear is the only runner of the super softs from the start. So very interesting though.
So they're looking to go very long in those. Zonda definitely going long. Probably going to like lap 25 and then probably just do a quick ultra soft stint depending on how good his pace is.
Yeah, obviously wing damage will be a big factor in this as well, of course.
Yeah, definitely the first lap as well. You need to be very careful because who knows what could happen in the first corner, first lap.
Yep,
As you
absolutely.
know, in Singapore. So
So our first race of the season is possibly one of the most demanding and most focused track that you've got to be throughout the calendar. We've got Britain next week, so the drivers will have a bit of a brain rest in the sense that they won't have to be concentrating full on throughout the lap. That's not to say that you can't be concentrating throughout the race, but for sure it will be a lot less stressful for the drivers, that's for sure. So just coming through into the final sector in a moment's time. We're just waiting for some of the back runners to make their way round as well. So that's the point as well. We've got all the teams to go through as well. If I just get those up for us now. The Red Bull, I believe, is, or it should be at least, Taffy and Bendel. They're in the Red Bull this season. Miles and Taffy, I believe, were teammates before, so that's changed. And we've got in the Force India, we've got Zonda and Josh, who isn't here today. So Zonda starting fairly low down, considering he was F2 last season. Starting on the soft tyres, so it'll be interesting to see where he goes. In the Williams, we have Ollie and Francis Jessica, so they're both up the top in the top three at the moment, second and third respectively. Toro Rosso is Timsha and pole sitter Jakey Boy, who Timsha currently down in P6, not too bad though. Renault is Keegan and Lux not here today. Also Ferrari is Cook and Skeven not here today. That Mercedes is Fear and Not a Happy Cow. He is starting in 4th place, decent qualifying for him. Haas is KLC and Cooley. Sauber is Shojords and Raikkonen. McLaren is Miles and Teza. So, without further ado, we will get Season 8 underway. Everyone ready? And we have 5 red lights. And away they go. It looks like Jakey might have got a bit of a poor start there, but down into turn 1, it is Jakey who leads. Just about by Ollie. Flavel's gone up the inside. Jakey's going to hold the position. Down to turn 2 now. Not really an overtaking opportunity. And there's a bit of carbon fibre goes flying as one of the Toro Rossos is off. There's a bit of Ferrari. Oh, there's a Sauber in the wall as well.
Sauber's gone.
Yep, a bit of damage there. So
Raikkonen.
Oh, and there's a big twitch from one of the Mercedes drivers there. I believe that was Not So Happy Cow. And we're looking at Timsha at the moment in the Red Bull, and he seems to be struggling. Has he got wing damage? May have been a front left there. Oh, one of the Red Bulls has gone spinning off there. That's Bendel. So we've
Bendel.
lost Bendel and Raikkonen to spins already. I don't think that it's terminal damage. Oh, no, oh, one of the Renaults just smacked the wall coming out of turn 9. Drivers not quite used to the track limits yet, clearly. You know, as Jakey Boy still leads Ollie and the other two Williams.
That was a very messy start from everybody. But,
yeah, it was.
it looks to calm down now.
Hopefully, won't see any more race-ending crashes. Raikkonen, how is he doing? He's lost his front left of his wing. He's on the ultras, so that's not too bad for him. Bendel on the ultras as well.
Yeah.
Has he actually got wing patch? I don't think he has. So he might be all right, Bendel. So the two Red Bulls in 15th and 14th.
Yeah, Bendel looks like he just spun. I don't know what happened there.
Going for an optimistic overtake here on Show George, and he's made his way past. Oh my goodness gracious me! They touched coming through the final sector. That is a very tight place to overtake, but he's made it stick. And Zonda, as usual, showing us that you can pretty much overtake anywhere. As he
it's a good move.
Picks up what is probably going to be a warning. Jakey Boy leading them round then from the two Williams still. Not so happy cow keeping close quarters to the Williams in 4th place.
Yeah, KLC is just not too far behind either. He's looking to pounce at any given moment.
KLC proving problems in Spain last season. But this season he's going to be looking for promotion, most likely. Just missed out last season.
Yeah.
They all come through now. It's all settled down a bit.
It has.
There's a little bit of a battle going on slightly in front of these guys. It's between Tim, Keegan and Cook for 6th position. We've got a yellow in sector 2. That's Miles, who's found his way into the P15 position. Has he just spun it? Yeah, it looks like it. So just had a bit of a moment there by the looks of things. Jakey's got a fairly decent lead now as well. He's beginning to pull away from the two Williams cars. He's got a 1.7.
Anything Francis is holding up Happy Cow. KLC is starting to drop it back a little bit, so a good battle.
Yeah, it does look like that actually. Yeah. KLC might get drawn into this battle behind him, which is led by Timsher currently. We've got coming onto the back of that as well. I think that's Zonda coming onto the back of Cook as well. In the Force India, just creeping up there in the background. Oh, a little bit of damage there from, I believe that might have been the Ferrari of Cook, whose front wing. Oh, and he's got a lot of exit curve there.
He's got a lot of damage.
He's got a lot of damage, hasn't he? Yeah, he's got to pit. Yeah, and as you can see now, Cook is into the pit. So 3 laps in, he's already in because of wing damage. Oh, and he's hit the wall going into the pits. He's completely misjudged it.
Yes.
And he's caught the wall again. Not a good moment for Cook. And Miles a bit sideways there through the last corner, but that is going to have cost him massively. And even Raikkonen might get past him here. But Jakey continues.
There's a move going on for. There's a move for 3rd right now.
Yep, and it's not so Happy Cow. Is he going to make it round the outside? Francis Jessica gives him a squeeze, but he is in front for the moment. Francis Jessica trying to go around the outside. Oh, and he's so close to the wall.
To the inside.
And Francis Jessica is just about well played from those two. Brilliant respect for each other. Still side by side. Coming into turn 11, I think Francis Jessica's just made it stick. They're still side by side. And he's actually gone round the outside there. Has Not So Happy Cow. Oh, and he's in the wall! Oh my goodness! They both touched and they're both in the wall. It was so well and there was a ghosting Keegan there. That was interesting. So yeah, Francis Jessica and Not So Happy Cow was brilliant up until turn 13 when they both seemed to just lose control of their cars. And unfortunately,
KLC capitalised.
Not So Happy Cow, I think, got damage on his front right of his wing. Zonda right behind them. He's up to P7 now. So he's doing a decent job for himself. We've got Fear up into 9th place now. So he's doing a good job having started last. He's up 7 positions already. Now, as you can see there by the graphic on the screen, KLC currently up into a podium position. So not too bad for him. We've got Taffy still on those softs. Just going around at his own pace as he often does. Got a battle going on for 4th place here. It's Keegan right behind Francis Jessica. We've just seen... oh, who's that? Not So Happy Cow's had a bit of a moment. And that front wing, I think it's beginning to cost him a little bit because he's just lost 2 positions to Tezza and Zonda. He's so close to the wall coming out of turn 5 there.
It's really affecting him. I think he might need a pit.
Definitely.
He could go to the end on softs if he's very careful.
Yeah, of course, they're at that stage now. Oh, and Zonda a little bit twitchy through there. So there we go.
We are beginning to see the period of where the ultra softs are starting to like slide out a bit. So,
yeah, of course, because obviously tyre around here isn't the nicest, especially with the softest tyre compound being used on, I would say 90% of the cars at the moment. Jessica just darting around in the background of Keegan.
I think Keegan just got
Oh,
past.
and who's that in the background? Someone's just smashed the wall at turn 13. It was Zonda, and he's lost his entire right side of his wing, and he's going to have to pit because that is not going to be a healthy way to continue. And he was doing well up to that point, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. Fear is up into 8th place now, and he's having a look up the inside of Bendel. So that's Bendel coming back at him here. Bendel taking an interesting line through the chicane. He gets a 3-second time penalty immediately for that. And that doesn't surprise me. Showjord has retired. And Fear's hit the wall! And just as Fear was doing so well, he smashed the wall going into the tunnel section, and he's going to have to pit. He's got no wing. Zonda behind him as well. And these two are both going to be pitting surely. He's going to stay out. He's staying out. Fear's staying out. And he's so slow through the last couple of corners. He's going to be regretting his decision now. Zonda's in the pits, of course, off the soft tyres now. My goodness.
It's carnage there. Yeah, I think he went way too deep, outbraked himself, and then just went straight into the wall. And then we'll just... Thank you very much.
You don't tend to see that.
Even though...
Yeah, you don't tend to see that very often now. Drivers tend to be a bit more cautious, but he's ploughed the wall, that's for sure. So we've got France Jessica going wide in the background. So where is this going to bring Zonda out actually? Because he was in P9, I believe, and he started P12. He's back down in 14th place. Cook is back in the pits again. So Cook's had another. Yeah, as you can see there, he has retired. So he's called that a day, unfortunately for him. So Zonda is currently last place. Raikkonen quite a way up the road.
Ollie is keeping well to Shaky Boy in the lead at the moment, 1.7 seconds. Doing quite well.
Yeah, so he's actually keeping the gap there at the moment. Obviously, his teammate having dropped off him has given him a little bit of breathing space. As KLC is now in that podium position. Jakey, we haven't really mentioned much, but he's doing a job up front. He's doing as well at the moment. He's just lost a couple of tenths there to... He's actually lost another couple of tenths in the final sector to Ollie. Ollie on the charge at the moment, it seems. He's got that gap down to 1.4 seconds now, so he is really starting to challenge Jakey. Another 10th out there. And it looks like we could have a battle on for the lead in the next couple of sectors. We've got a yellow in sector 3. That is Fear again, I believe. Yep, Fear has once again put it in the wall. Or he's lost it somewhere. Yep, and it's the same place again, under the tunnel. And that corner is really not being nice to him today. And he has surely got a pit now. He struggles his way through the last sector. He is indeed pitting at last.
Let's see what tyre he puts on. If he goes on softs to the end, or he'll go ultra softs and do another stop.
Oh yeah, I did wonder if he went in a bit quick, and he did get a 5-second stop go there, so that's going to affect him. So Fear off the super softs onto the soft tyres. He can go to the end if he can make them last. Puts Raikkonen into 12th place, and Zonda in the background is going to come through into 13th place, which means Fear is currently last place, unfortunately for him. May have put a dent in his confidence because he was doing well up until that point. Bendel currently in P8. That's a really good position for him currently, especially being on those ultra softs.
Doing quite well, just holding himself in his own. He's pretty much in no man's land. He's 6 seconds behind Taffy.
Yeah, he's
a long way away.
Yeah, he's actually he's quite a distance away from not so happy Cow as well, who is at the moment challenging Tezza for 6th place. So
yeah,
been in the action left, right, and centre today as the Mercedes driver.
He's been through the walls, not so happy car. So see if he can redeem himself.
Yeah, definitely. We've got Ollie closing in a little bit as well, so we'll flick back to that in a moment when the gap gets to under a second. As you can see, not so happy Cow all over the back of the McLaren as they come through the final couple of corners. We've got Francis Jessica in the pits. So, off of the Ultra Softs, he's going to go on to the Ultra Softs again. He's had a wing change as well, so whether he's... Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if the game has misled me there.
Yeah, it's a visual glitch. I think he has a penalty.
Or he's just forgetting that he needs to engage the pit limiter, which I think is what it was in the end. So unfortunately for him, he's lost a couple of seconds there.
Yeah, dropped behind.
We've got our top 8 yet to stop. Everyone else has stopped, including Miles, who is currently in the pits, getting a wind change, and on to the Super Softs, I believe. Yep, he's on the Super Softs, so he's on 2-stop strategy. I wonder if Fear's going to get him here. Fear just coming around the last corner now. I think he's just going to get out in front of the Mercedes. Yeah, he's got a comfortable gap, that's for sure. So, meanwhile, back up with Not So Happy Cow. He's still right behind the McLaren. And Bendel's now up into P7, so the Red Bulls are currently 7th and 8th. They're doing a good job. And Timsher is out of the race, and I'm not sure what camera view this is, but he has ploughed the barrier. I have no idea where this is because I can only see his tyre.
We just see Francis and Raikkonen battling for P9.
So he's put it in the wall at turn 11, I believe this is. Just before the bridge, coming up to turn 13, I believe. It's where it looks to be. So it looks like he's just completely missed the curb, to be honest, and he's gone flying into the wall. So unfortunately for him, that is the end of his race.
Battle for P9 is very intense right now. Battle for P9 is very intense.
1 miles in the wall. Oh, and there's a position change between Keegan and KLC for third. These two battling out. This should be good to watch. Two very aggressive drivers when they get into this sort of situation. Hopefully, neither of them will end up with damage. Both sporting the yellow helmet colour. It's a lovely camera angle that we don't want to see. He's looking back at Keegan now. We're so close to KLC under braking, and he's literally touching the gearbox of the Haas. Coming into the final sector now. Keegan moves to the outside, and he's gone round the outside. Oh no, he hasn't. He's gone straight into the wall. And what looked to be a spectacular overtake has ended up in a disastrous one. And luckily for him, it's not too far from where they would be pitting anyway.
It's the 5th person to outbrake themselves in the corner when they were trying to overtake someone in this race. It's kind of interesting. Don't know what's happening with people's braking points, but
yeah, we've seen a lot of that. As you said, yeah, we've seen a lot of that in the first 9 laps or so. And Jakey's in the pits as well. So Jakey boy, from the lead of the race, has what tyres has he actually put on there? He's put on the ultra soft tyres. That is interesting. So he's on a 2-stop strategy. He's going to try and put a gap then, as long as he gets a 5-second stop go for corner cutting. He's all the way down in P11 at the moment, so that won't really affect him. We've got Taffy now up to 7th on the softs, and he's got Keegan. What was that? Sorry.
Ollie and Bendel nearly hit each other in pit exit.
Oh wow.
Bendel didn't realise he was there.
Really close. Francis Jessica with the fastest lap of the race, a 1:42.3. So oh, and he's a bit out of shape coming into turn 3. Just got to keep it all together now. So it looks like, I would say, everyone apart from Taffy is on the 2-stop strategy now. Apart from Fear, maybe, if he can hold those tyres out to the end.
Ollie could get to the end, I think. He could be able to, if he can nurse his tyres, he could be able to pull out 1 stop. But if that's the case, Jakey needs to pull out a 25-second lead on those tyres, which is quite difficult considering that they were just matching times.
Yeah.
But if they're 2-stopping, then all he has to do is on faster tyres.
So. Doesn't it? Yeah. KLC in the lead of the race. He's not done much wrong at the moment. He's had a little battle with Keegan where we saw him fly into the wall. And he's going to stay out another lap here. So the Haas stays in the lead of the race. Tezza in the McLaren has got a bit of a train behind him. My goodness, not so happy cow all over the back of him. We've got a move going through the last corner, and it is Jakey Boy going past not so happy cow. Goodness, I've never seen an overtake there before, but he's made it stick, and I think he went round the outside in the end. Those fresh Ultra Softs are proving fruitful in these early stages of their tyre life.
Yeah.
And Taffy is now up to P5. What a great race for him so far, having started second last. And Francis Jessica has just received a 3-second time penalty, so obviously he's trying to make up now for that delay that he had. He's up to P7 now. And oh, and Francis Jessica's been spun by Keegan as I switched. Him and Keegan had contact. Unfortunately, I have no idea what happened, but they came together going through turn 2, and Francis Jessica was the one that came out worse, unfortunately for him, setting fastest laps. I'm not sure if he'll be able to regain the position. Fear is back up into P11. He's got past Raikkonen and Miles, who are in the pits. Miles back in the pits. He's now putting on the soft tyres with another new front wing. It's beginning to just die down a little bit now. No one's within a second of one another. Just interesting to see where everyone comes out after pit stops. We've only got 3 that need to pit now, and that's KLC, Not So Happy Cow, and of course Taffy, who's currently in 5th place. For the lead of the race
KLC
battle as well. Yeah, KLC staying out another lap. With the lead of the race, we've got Jakey, who is separated. Him and Ollie are separated currently by Not So Happy Cow, so that is a huge bonus for him. And as I say that, Ollie's actually gone through, so Not So Happy Cow in the pit. So as I say that, Not So Happy Cow has got out of the way and goes onto the soft tyres, I believe.
It really is a question of if Ollie can be able to get those tyres at the end, and if so, then he could win this race. Or if Jakey Boy can pull out a gap enough to pit and come out just ahead, or just behind rather, he could win this race too. So
yeah, of course. The other thing as well is if Ollie is on a 2-stop, he will have the faster tyre at the end of the race because he's currently on the super softs. So that is another factor to come into play. Jakey currently 2 seconds behind KLC, so he's not a million miles away. So if KLC doesn't pit in the next couple of laps, he's going to start getting held up.
KLC's tyres have he's been sliding
he's just
the last like 4 laps.
There, yeah. So. Tiptoeing around the street circuit. Look at that, Jakey's taken 6 tenths out of him in the last few corners, and Zonda is out of the race. Oh my goodness, where's he lost that? That is a huge crash. That's straight. Yeah, that's coming out of the second DRS zone, isn't it? Into turn 7. Yeah. That's a big DRS crash zone. There.
That's DRS zone, turn 4 or 5.
Yeah, so that would presumably be a safety car if we had it on, but of course we don't have it on. Fear moves into the final point scoring position. And that is that. And Jakey Boy has caught right up to the back of KLC. And he's got past him. Wow. So Jakey has already got past KLC. KLC is losing so much time at the moment. I don't even know if that's helped Ollie particularly.
Don't know why he's still out, because he's been sliding for the last couple of laps. But
yeah, considering the 1-stop is quite an easy strategy if you go onto the softs, but he's clearly against that, and he's dropping back quite significantly here already. He's lost a second, and the rest to Jakey within a sector.
I don't know what happened to Not So Happy Cow. He has no front wing. I don't know what happened there.
Well, Miles has got Not So Happy Cow just pitted as well, so that's going to really affect his race. And especially on the soft tyres, he's going to have to hop onto a set of super softs. So unfortunately for him, he was doing well until just now. It's a shame. Engages the pit limiter, he is in. So presumably his teammate will jump him. Yep, Fear into 9th place shortly. Bendel still going around in P8. He's on the super soft tyres. He's made a stop already. We're still waiting for KLC and Taffy to pit. They're the only 2 non-stopper so far, but KLC is dropping back hugely. He's already been overtaken by Ollie, and I'm presuming that's an incident because he's 7 seconds behind Ollie already.
Yeah, or he's going that slowly because I don't know if he's going that slowly or he's actually made a mistake somewhere, but he's losing a bundle of time. And Taffy is not so far away from him.
Yeah,
he
Taffy is closing in.
A couple laps.
I think it was an incident because Taffy was 21 seconds behind. He's now only half that. And as you can see, Rumble with KLC now is all over the place coming out of the tunnel section.
Taffy made an error. He went way too deep. He's lost it.
Oh, KLC almost in the wall. He's managed to keep it, and he's finally decided that he's going to pit. But the amount of time he's lost, surely that's pretty much game over now for his podium chances.
Yeah, I think he's looking for like a top 8 finish, to be honest. I think that was his whole strategy aim, but I don't know why you would go that long.
Miles has left the session. We've only got 11 runners left now here in Singapore. He's onto the soft tyres, so that is surprising. Considering he's only got to do, what, 18 laps on them. That is a surprising strategy call there. He's now got to get past Tezza. Bendel might get past him as well here, actually.
Keegan and Taffy are battling right now for 3rd place.
Be a good one to watch, as well as KLC and Bendel, who are currently one behind the other. Has Keegan just got past, actually?
Keegan's ahead of Taffy, so I assume so.
Yes, because I was going to say, because if Taffy's caught up to Keegan, that's some doing, considering he's on ultra softs. You see a McLaren wing there at the side of the track. Of course,
yeah,
Keegan
that was
has to stop
damage
again.
from Miles' car.
Yeah, oh, and Keegan close to the wall there. Taffy keeping within a second at the moment, so he's within DRS if he can stay there. Not doing such a bad job. Francis just got back up to 5th place now. KLC all the way down in 7th. Currently being chased by Bendel.
Fear and Raikkonen are having a battle as well.
Yep, now with the Sauber driver.
9th place. Looks like Raikkonen is going a little bit faster.
Looks like his back end's a bit more twitchy as well by the looks of it. Right up his gearbox now.
Yeah, there's such a good drive coming out from the exit.
Get him around the outside here. Oh, was he gone too deep? Yep. Oh, and there we go. It's happened again. We've already seen that happen with Keegan, and his front wing has gone flying off into the barrier. And I don't think you could really blame Fear in that situation.
From my point of view, I think he could. I mean, he outbraked himself and then just squeezed him into the wall.
Yeah, I think.
And then
the wing spectacularly pinging off the front of the Sauber due to the fact that one end was stuck in the wall and the other end stuck on the rear left of Fear's car. So unfortunately, that means another pit stop for
Raikkonen might call it a day.
Yeah, well, he's still in a point scoring position, so it's only got to take not so happy Cal to make a mistake as he comes around the final corner now. After all, you know, they are fighting for F2 promotion spots, all of these guys, so every point is crucial. We saw that at the end of last season. So it really does depend on how they are feeling. He does look like he's going to continue putting on the super soft tyres, I think. No, he's putting on the soft tyres, sorry. The game not being very helpful there with what he was putting on and taking off. But he's currently running around in 11th place. Back up to 3rd, and Keegan's pulled a 3.5 second gap now to Taffy, but still has to stop, along with Ollie, who's got now a 10-second deficit to Jakey Boy. So that's quite impressive, actually, considering we thought he may have made an interesting strategy call earlier on.
Yeah, I think, like I said, all he has to do is hold on, like another 10-15 more seconds, and is all he needs, with like 10 laps to go, I assume.
So unfortunately for Taffy, when he stops, he's going to come out in, I would presume, 8th place, because there is only 14 seconds between him and Bendel. So Fear too far behind to pose a threat, so I'm going to say he's going to come out around 8th place when he does eventually pit. He's not doing a bad job of that at the moment. He's still going around steadily. Other than that, we don't really have any battles going on apart from And this one here, we've got
Tezza.
KLC and Tezza.
Tezza on super soft, so grip advantage.
Yeah, I'm not sure when these guys actually pitted, so Tezza up from the back though, he started in P14. He's done himself.
Tezza pitted lap 10 on the super soft.
So he's on fairly fresh rubber, I think it's fair to say.
Fairly fresh, and KLC's on fresh softs. He literally only pitted like 3 laps ago.
Really close as they come down into the tricky section of turns 10, 11, 12 and 13. How close they are coming through. Turn 12, oh, and that was a little tap on the wall. KLC darts up the inside, little bit of a nudge, and he is past.
Decent move there. That was very good.
Took the initiative really, didn't he?
Yeah, I assume he would probably got a good drive from the exit, but he decided to take it early.
I think
the inside and
Tezza maybe clipped the wall slightly as well on the right hand side, which helped him. But yeah, good move.
It's a good move. Fair play to him. Like, that was a good, nice little dive on the inside there.
Taffy's still yet to pit.
Get a gap.
Taffy's still yet to pit, and he's got Francis Jessica all behind him now. In the white Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's gone up the inside! And he's
inside.
Wow! That was a
nice move.
That was a late move. Taffy
Very
gave him
late.
the space, and Francis Jessica took wasn't going to take no for an answer there. Straight up the inside.
I think it wasn't bothered waiting at all. Literally dived down the inside.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say he might get him in the next DRS zone, but straight past.
Yeah, I think so. Time wasting no man. Time waits for no man for this one. So
he's got an 8-second deficit to Keegan, so he's got to try and make that up now. I say 8 seconds.
They both have to pit again.
9 seconds. Almost. Jakey continues to put away from Ollie. Obviously we've got a second round of pit stops to come as well from the front runners.
Yes.
So that'll be interesting to see where they come out after all those pit stops are made. Obviously that's going to help Taffy as well, because he's going to pretty much come out where these guys are at the moment. So everyone from Taffy downwards is presumably just going to stay on what they've got, whereas everyone in front is on a 2-stop and they're going to have to pit again. So everyone you know, could be in a battle with everyone else at some point. Should be quite good to see.
The only person in the top 5 that could have a shout or going to the end is Ollie. I said this earlier, but he's in a real shout to actually probably win it if he can.
If he can make his time last, yeah, that is a big if. On those super softs, I personally I would say he's on a 2-stop strategy, but like you say, if he can make those super softs last, then fair play. He's actually taken a couple of tenths out of Jakey last lap, which might mean that we see Jakey in this lap if he's struggling for time.
Yeah. The Ultra's starting to come off now.
Yeah, it's just sliding a little bit there from turn 11.
Been on the tyres since like lap 9, 10, so yeah, I'm starting to pass their best right now.
So Jakey could pit and still come out second. That is the gap he's got between himself and Keegan. Unfortunately, there won't be much of a battle going on there. But when Keegan pits, it's going to come right out in that little fiasco that is Taffy, KLC and Tezza. He's going to come out somewhere there, presumably, considering it's quite a slow pit lane.
The race has sort of slowed down pace a bit. A lot of incidents have happened so far, and we're only over halfway through the race, so it's crazy.
Over halfway. Jacob picks up a 3-second time penalty there.
Yes.
Keegan looks very conservative through the last sector. He's pretty wayward from his apexes.
It's probably his tyres. They're probably just going off. Right.
Yeah, he's not helping himself at the moment. He's been losing all the time. Maybe not the most confident with his setup.
Francis Jessica's tyres are gone.
Massive oversteer. Oh, and the back end slides out. He's got to be careful. hold it together. And we got all this way, and he's just
Tires.
sliding. So at the moment we haven't really got anyone. We've got KLC actually catching Taffy. Probably closest thing we've got to a battle at the moment, unfortunately.
Yeah, everyone's just like just doing their own strategies now.
Got a yellow in sector 3. Oh, is that not so happy cow?
Happy
And
cow.
yep, he's retired.
He's called it a day.
So
Called it a day.
Raikkonen,
Ooh, right in front of him. Cheeky
yeah,
boy.
Raikkonen is now into the final point scoring position. And in front of him, who is that going into the pits?
Jakey Boy's in the
Ferraris?
pits. Jakey Boy's
Ah,
going
there you go.
into
So
the
yeah,
pits.
so the race leader comes into the pits. Where is Ollie? He's coming around the final corner now.
This is where the race begins for both
Yep.
of them.
Absolutely. Not so happy cow's car going very slowly. Hopefully that will be removed from the circuit rather
Interesting.
quickly.
Is he on the super? Oh yes, because he went on 2 ultras.
Yeah, so he has to run at least the softs or the super softs now. Whereas Ollie can pick either to stay on these tyres or go on to ultra softs. Or the softs if he wishes. Be an interesting strategy call if he did though. So Jakey
Knowing
back
that
out on
Jake-
track. Keegan's back into the pits as well. Francis Jessica's going to follow him in. Now the question is Taffy going to pit now or not? No, but he's going to stay out. So Taffy is going to cause some interesting issues for some drivers here. Oh, we've got KLC and Taffy going side by side. Oh, and they touch going into turn 1.
KLC tapped him, made Taffy go unbalanced a bit there.
Yeah, a little bit of a flick of the steering there. Definitely helping Kelsey's cause to get through there, I would say.
Yeah, I think KLC got tired of waiting and decided to take the initiative.
Yeah, 'cause he's been behind him for a while now, hasn't he, on those slightly fresher soft tyres. He's up into a podium scoring position though.
Yeah, after the race he's had, to be fair.
Yeah.
Doing quite well.
He had a couple of moments earlier on. But he's reinstated himself as a podium sitter now. Oh, and I tell you what,
Interestingly, Ollie doesn't have any penalties and Jakey has 1 penalty, so...
Gap is quite significant though, so any sort of time penalties would have to be fairly large, I would imagine, unless either driver makes a mistake. So once again, we have Tezza and Keegan battling for position, so this should be interesting. Into the final sector now. Keegan just seems to be a lot later on turning than he could be. Especially on these fresh tyres as well.
On those fresh tyres, did Tessa pit?
Let's just have a little look. No, he hasn't pitted, so he's on these tyres that he's been on for what, about 10 laps now.
So I don't know if he's gonna go to the end on these tyres, but
Well, if he pits, it's going to be in the next couple of laps, isn't it, really?
yeah, if he's gonna pit, he's gonna have to do it now. But
So Keegan really losing time at the moment. He's got to try and get past as quick as he can. Up into turn 5. Nope, he's not going to get a chance here. Oh, is he going to get past before the kink at 6 maybe? He's right behind the McLaren. Moves to the left-hand side, which is the inside for turn 7. Has he got DRS as well? He's up the inside, and he is passed. Not much Tezza can really do there. Is he going to have a look back into turn 8? Nope. So he has passed Keegan up into P5 now.
yeah, Tessa could have gone defensive, but chose not to, and just gave him the position. Fair play to him. I think he knows that he's not running his own race, so
Yeah, of course, because
not racing him.
Tezza yet to pit again. But Keegan's going to have to do it all over again because he's going to have to pass Taffy next, who's already passed once in this race. Jakey Boy sits the fastest lap of the race at 1:41.1.
Keegan running a solid race at the moment. So is KLC, to be fair too.
Yeah, I think Keegan might, if Keegan's got the pace, he might be in for a late podium shout, but he's got at least what's that, 7 seconds or so to make up. So he's got a bit of a way to go at the moment. That's better, a bit
But he's
more
on
aggressive
fresh,
from him over the apex.
he's on fresh super stuff, so he could get to KLC.
He's got to really push now. He's right behind Taffy already. Look at the ground he's gained on the road. Oh my goodness, up the inside into the second to last corner. Wow. That was
wow.
And we've got a McLaren very wide in the background. What a move though. He saw the gap and went for it.
That's what fresh tyres do to you. They give you so much confidence that you just go on the inside anywhere.
Yeah, I think Taffy's line definitely helped him there. But what a confident move. He definitely knew he could go for it, and he made it stick.
Yeah. Now it's just KLC. Final podium.
Yep, so he made quick work of
five
Taffy. He's only got 5.7 seconds, so he's gaining massively now on KLC. I wonder if that gap is actually updated. So
it's 5.6 now.
Yeah, we'll find out. Jakey is of course behind Ollie, but Ollie, having not stopped a second time, is he going to go to the end, or is he going to try and stay out? He's on super softs at the moment, and as I say that, he's into the pits. Yep. Almost clipping. Oh my goodness, almost getting out of shape. And into the pit lane he goes.
So he feels that he could be able to catch him on those tyres, on the ultra softs. To 9 laps to go, give or take.
It's going to be what, about a 15-second deficit in the end. Very swift stop there from the Williams crew. Is KLC close enough? Nope, he is nowhere near close enough, so Ollie will maintain second position. And it's actually a bit more than that, it's actually 18 seconds. So he's got basically an entire pit stop to gain. Whether he can actually do that, he's got to gain about 2 seconds a lap or so. It's quite a tall order.
He needs to do about 2 seconds a lap. Just get close.
Keegan, in the meantime, is rapidly catching KLC now. Gap down to 4.6 already.
Dropped to 4.4 now. As updated.
Tezza is in the pits, so he's going to put on the ultra soft tyres. Presumably, we've also got Bendel in the pits, so these two will be fighting now to the end. We've got Fear coming through the last sector now. I don't know whether he'll be close enough to Bendel. I don't think he's going to get there. He might do actually, because he's coming through the last couple of corners now. Bendel's still in the pit lane. It's going to be a close one here. Fear's come across the start-finish line now. This is going to be interesting. I think Fear might just get the jump here. Round the outside, there he is. So Fear up into P8 with Tezza just in front. So a little battle going on for 7th here possibly, although Fear is on very worn softs. That is the only problem with him being there now. He's a bit of a sitting duck in that sense. He's in P8, he's got 4 points to his name currently.
See what he does. He's going on, Bendel goes on the inside.
Yep, and as easy as you like, Bendel is straight back past. Not much Fear can really do at this late stage on those worn tyres. Ollie's gap is pretty much, well, as I said, it's actually gained a second, so Ollie definitely catching.
He has gained a second.
So,
well, Taffy and Francis.
Oh yeah, very close together now. Is he
Very,
going to
very
go for
close
it?
together. Francis on the inside. Ooh. It's a bit impatient there from Francis, but
Taffy better line this time through the penultimate corner. Francis just all over the back of him. Taffy's gone defensive, he's going to hold the line. And as easy as you like, Francis just has once again got past. Moves him up to P5. Taffy's still yet to stop off those soft tyres.
I wonder when he's going to pit.
We'd expect this from ultras, surely.
You would expect so. He's been on the site for 23 laps now.
Yeah, Keegan meanwhile is within 1.5 seconds of KLC, so he has really made those fresh super softs last. And Fear is in the pits. That's an interesting one, because he's now going to lose position to Raikkonen. So unless he's had wing damage.
Or he couldn't make those tyres last.
Yeah, he's being held in the pit lane at the moment. I don't know whether this is him or not. Presuming it is. He's away now.
He's a lap down as well.
He's into 10th now, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Keegan is now within a second of KLC. So these two drivers had a bit of a coming together last time. Ollie sets the fastest lap of the race, 40.9, but it's just not good enough at the moment. He's still got an 18-second deficit to Jakey. So we've watched this battle beginning to heat up between Keegan and KLC.
Yeah, he's been chipping away at him lap after lap. It's just there. Podium position is just there.
Yep. And he's going to move down to turn 1. No, he's going to hold position for now. Plenty of time yet. He's got another 8 laps to get past. Going to maybe manufacture a move down into turn 7 out of the second DRS zone. He's all over the back of the Haas car. DRS pops open. So close. They come for the kink at turn 6. Around the outside. KLC sure to get a push
outside, but KLC.
Oh, has he got the grip though? Is he going to come back in turn 8? No, he's going to stick behind him for now. Doesn't want to risk a podium position at this stage. And Taz has just got past Taffy because Taffy has pitted at last.
You can't help but feel that Keegan will get past him sooner or later. Depends where and when, and will KLC accept it?
Yeah, the question
but
is...
he's doing well at the moment.
Yeah, does KLC have the tyre life to fight back as well? That is another factor, because obviously having been on these tyres for, what, 15 laps or so now. Sorry, it wasn't even that early, was it? It was about lap 12 he pitted in the end, so these tyres are going to be a bit fresher than Raikkonen's, for example. But, yep, so KLC may be the only successful one stopper at this stage, because everyone else has made 2 stops, bar Taffy. Taffy starting on the softs, so that's that for you. A little bit of a touch of the wall there. Look how close he is through the last couple of corners.
So close.
KLC's actually got defensive into the last kink.
Yeah, he made an error. He made an error going so loose at the exit.
KLC's gone very defensive. He's come back across onto the racing line. Keegan's trying to go around the outside. He's going to have to do it again through turn 3. Has he got the grip? Oh, very close to the wall.
Touched tyres and almost went into the wall together.
And now Keegan's got to do it all over again. Here we go, DRS open once again. Does KLC have the tyre life to keep fighting Keegan here? Once again, KLC goes very defensive very early. And he's going to hold the position for another corner. Keegan just can't get past at the moment. Oh, he's touched the back of the Haas car coming through turn 9. Sorry, turn 8.
It's parking.
A little bit sideways there.
Parking the apex very good.
Into this tricky section of turns 10, 11, 12 and 13 now. One small error could see either of these drivers in the wall. So all clear. Oh, Keegan's lost a bit of his wing, and that's going to cost him massively now.
He's getting a bit frustrated.
Yep, has his podium chances gone flying out the window with that error. We are 5 and a bit laps to go now.
KLC was defending very well, to be fair. Parking in the apex, just leaving him no room whatsoever.
Oh, now this is interesting. This is interesting because
it is very interesting.
Jakey has disconnected and he's got a 17-second lead with 5 laps to go.
And that's a shame for Jakey.
Can he get back in time? That's the question.
He could get back in time, but
Gap's coming down rapidly at the moment.
there's all these chances. He needs to push like crazy.
Yep, he is going to make every single second worth it, and the gap is tumbling now. It's down to 14 already as we still have Keegan behind KLC. The DRS is once again open. We've got Francis Jessica in the background as well, catching these two now. So Keegan just laying off a little bit there.
Keep an eye on Jakey, see if he comes back.
12
seconds
is the gap. He's going to be kicking himself now. Keegan's just dropped off a little bit here by the looks of it. Francis Jessica as well. Right behind
10
him.
seconds.
The gap has almost halved now. Oh, and a dart on
Still
the
not
inside from
back yet.
Francis Jessica. They touch. Keegan's in the wall yet again, and he's lost another position. Is he going to get back past the Williams now? Oh, so close. Into turn 14. And Jakey's win is slipping away now.
We're trying. Francis Jessica, after the race he's had, to get a podium for him.
Not too bad, is it? So
Yeah,
here
it's
is
not
the
too
ghost
bad.
of Jakey. There is, as he comes through in the background.
He's still not back yet.
Now. 5 seconds is the gap. It's really not going well for him at the moment. Where we go? We are going into 4th place. Francis Jessica KLC all over the place at the moment. Jakey has still not rejoined, and the gap is down to 2.8 now. And it looks to be all over.
Bearing in mind that if Jakey Boy does come back, he did have a penalty. And although he hasn't had a penalty.
Meanwhile, in 4th place, Francis Jessica is past. Sorry, 3rd place, he's past Kelsey. Kelsey's going to try fight back, and he's up the inside. He's given Francis Jessica a little tap. But Francis Jessica looks like he's going to make it possibly a 1-2 for Williams if Jakey doesn't come back in time.
No, Jakey's gone. I think he can't be able to get back his car. So he's gone. I think he's had enough. So
unfortunately for Jakey Boy, his win has slipped away from him due to a connection error. And it may be a Williams 1-2 at the end of the day if his ghost is possibly going to pit him again, actually. So if he doesn't rejoin by the end of the race as well, he won't be counted in the final standing, so he won't receive any points at all, which will promote everyone behind him up, so he really can't afford to not rejoin here.
Yep. That's unfortunate for Jakey. It's just he was leading so well. 18 seconds he had before the disconnection. He actually did really well.
It seemed all too easy, didn't it? And unfortunately, as we said, a connection error has caused him to... Well, he's currently unable to rejoin the session. Now, Francis Jessica picking up a time penalty though, so that might help him in... that might help KLC in his bid for a podium. Keegan's dropped right off now, and obviously that front wing is affecting him. But unfortunately for him,
Jessica's
a drive
penalty.
error.
No, KLC has had no penalties, no warnings even.
And the gap is 2.2 seconds, so if he can just keep within 3 seconds, he'll be fine. Keegan's struggling now, and we've got a yellow in sector 1. We've got Bendel letting Taffy pass. That's an interesting one. So the Red Bulls 7th and 8th, they're doing well. Raikkonen in 9th has got a big gap to fear, who's currently going round in the last place. Meanwhile, up front, it is now 22 seconds from Jakey to Francis Jessica. A 1-2 is on the cards.
Oh, he's driven very well. Kept his own, no actual issues.
He's not really had
just drove his own
fight,
race.
has he? He's
No one really.
driven on his own for a lot of the race, but he's put the lap times in, and he's found himself in a winning position due to the disconnect.
Yeah. Fair play to him. Francis just went off just then.
That's a very interesting line.
Very orange. I don't know if his tyres are gone or they're going, but
he's still got a big enough gap to KLC. Sorry, he's not got a big enough gap to KLC at the moment. So, although he does seem to be pulling away a little bit, KLC's tyres obviously crying up to him a little bit now. Unable
Keegan, after that collision with KLC, his front wing has hindered his performance a lot. It's dropped back.
So I've just received news that Jakey cannot get back in his car. I don't know if I didn't see him rejoin the session, but
I saw he couldn't jump on his car.
But that is a shame.
It's a shame because he was doing so well. He had an 18-second lead. He was doing his own thing, and that's gone.
The amount of times over the seasons where we've seen people's disconnections cost them promotions and championships, etc. It might be another case of that here. KLC is now out of a podium contention, barring any miraculous pace or mistakes from Francis Jessica, who is currently more than 3 seconds adrift.
Bearing in mind that Francis Jessica has 3 penalties, so KLC is still in position.
Oh right, okay, I thought you only had 1. Right, that does do you say KLC has 1 or none, sorry?
None. He has none. He has not a single warning.
So Francis Jessica is by no means safe. He's got to pull another 5 seconds in the next 2 laps.
By saying that now, he just got his first warning. So KLC.
My goodness, that's a very interesting line, and he is now just 100%, pretty much halved his chances of getting a podium.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that. He would have been safe. He would have got a podium.
So I wonder if that was a warning or if that was actually a full-on 3 seconds, because it was quite a significant cut.
It was a full-on 3 seconds because he had a warning and then he got it significantly. He's got a full-on 3 seconds.
Right.
So that being said,
frustrated maybe.
Francesca is only 2 seconds away from officially getting second.
Yeah, it's actually, and there you go. That is the inverted commas battle for second. It's not going to be much of a battle when Francis Jessica goes past. There you go. That is a Williams 1-2. Jakey Boy still unable to rejoin, which will promote KLC into a podium position. Of course, I completely forgot about the ghost of Jakey, which means Keegan has a chance if he can get close enough to Jakey. But it's the final lap of the race. As of now, Ollie has just gone across the line to start his final lap of the race. Francis Jessica, half a minute behind, is just getting away with second at the moment. He just clipped the wall there. Coming through 16 or 17, I think that was. KLC is now into a podium position.
There's a battle between Tezza and Taffy coming up to the final lap.
Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, has Taffy just... thought he lost his front wing for a moment there. He's all over the back of the McLaren though. Jolting around a bit there with the lag slightly. Keegan on his own in 5th place. Is he going to get close enough to Jakey? Francis Jessica is 3/10 away from second place, and he's still continuing to pull out the gap. It's now 5.9. The magical 6 will appear shortly. I only imagine. There it is. 6 seconds is on the board. If he can just hold himself and not get any more time penalties, he will keep second place. It's back down to 5.9 though. It's just so close.
Yeah.
But he's definitely got the upper hand at this stage, having fresher tyres.
Yep. Oh, he's coming through the tunnel now in the last sector. Fair play to him. He's done a decent race, as I said earlier.
Yep, having started second place. He's run a good race, run a solid race. He's not run into any trouble, and he takes home the first win of the season, season 8 here in Singapore, and takes in the fireworks and the dark night sky here in Singapore. Congratulations to Waddy, who is our first winner for season 8 of F3. Francis Jessica's teammate still 30 plus seconds behind, but it's going to be a Williams 1-2, barring any more time penalties if he can just keep it clean his last couple of corners, and I'm pretty sure, oh, nearly, that'll be all said and done. Francis Jessica takes home P2. KLC actually gets a 3-second time penalty, so he would have maybe snuck in there, but he's definitely not going to have a shout now. He comes home in 3rd place, the final podium position. Jakey's Ghost will not classify. He will not be classified as 4th place, unfortunately. Keegan will move up to 4th, Tezza up to 5th. Taffy's still right behind him in the meantime. Is he going to have a look maybe into the last couple of corners? He's got to make it now or never. unless time
Yeah.
penalties have a factor to play. And he does not jump him. A half a second is all that separates them in the end. Bendel comes home in P8, Raikkonen P9, and Veer is a lap down in the final point scoring position. Stayed here till the end. Fair play to him. And there it is. The final point scoring position goes to Veer.
Yeah, what a race. What a race, like, I didn't expect any of that.
First few
It was
laps were
crazy.
definitely more exhilarating than the rest, that's for sure.
It really was. Like, the first 5 laps were really good. Well, really chaotic, should I say, in
Yes,
that sense.
chaotic I think sums that up rather nicely.
Yeah.
As we see our two Williams drivers on the podium, they get a 1-2 for their constructors' points as well. And as you can see there, the other Haas driver, KLC, coming home in a final podium position. And Jakey won't be classified, unfortunately, due to the disconnect. So you can see there is the final classification. Ollie takes home first position. Francis Jessica in second place, 40 seconds behind after time penalties. KLC comes home in third. Jakey will not be classified in fourth. Keegan will move up to fourth. Although having said that, Jakey was back in the session, so I don't know whether he'll be classified or not. So for the meantime, Keegan 5th, Tezza 6th, Taffy in 7th, Bendel 8th, Raikkonen 9th with 2 points, and Fear with 16 seconds of time penalties comes home in the final point scoring positions. Unfortunately, I'm not quite sure who all the other drivers were, but I can tell you that 11th place was Not So Happy Cow. The other McLaren I'm not so sure about.
It was Miles.
Timshire, yes, Miles. Force India, I'm not too sure about. Might have been. Oh, it was Zonda. There you go. Timshire in the Toro Rosso, 14th. 15th was Cook Monster, and 16th, our first retirement, was Showjords. Well, that's all for this week. We'll be back again next week at the same time, 6 p.m. GMT. We'll be in Silverstone, Britain for next weekend. So, thank you very much for watching. Dougie, thank you very much for joining me today.
That's alright. It was first ever time. I enjoyed it.
Well, if you want to join us again next week, feel free. But for now, that's it from us. We'll see you next week at 6 p.m. UK time. Bye bye.